रघुनंदन जय सीताराम जय
இப்போ வந்து நம்ம என்னோட மோஸ்ட் எக்ஸைட்டிங் ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ் இங்கிலீஷ்ல பேசணும். hoping everybody is comfortable. We are starting the most exciting program for the day. Any guesses? Let's see how many people can guess. What program do we have? I just wanted to see how many can think. But the point is we have the Webolim annual report. The next one hour, Ashiji will start an explanation of what the annual report aims to cover.
So first, the annual report, the greatest moment in annual day. We will be talking about what happened this year, right? Everything that happened, Shriram, Sita Lakshmi, the whole, everything will be seen. We'll be hearing from some people in the crowd as well. We'll be questioning a lot of people. So that's how we're starting with the whole annual report. And with that, pass it on.
So, from the morning we've been seeing the sadhas and all the other skills, and one thing that is very clear is children here are multifaceted. From writing slokas to writing books. In fact, I even heard during lunch some people were talking. In the chinna vayasula no inspiration. But what we've seen yesterday and today is just a tip of the iceberg. So this annual report will go into the full details of what makes life, in Valmiki Ashram, in Webolim, in Shutiram and Sita Lakshmi unique. What makes it special? How are children and even adults developing in various dimensions in our Gurukula and our organization? So we get started. Before we step in, why Webolim? Why are there so many schools, so many places to be in, so many organizations? Why did we all choose to come to Webolim? We can have volunteers if someone wants to put their hand up and answer. Just put your hand up and pass the mic. So, Santan Ramanji is saying for universal welfare, and I think it's a very key point. Because when we go out there, we all look at earning money, just going around, every day we live without a purpose. But then there are people who stop and ask, what is the purpose? Why am I living? What can I do in my life that matters? And that's the question I believe Webolim aims to answer. And the answer to that question is Webolim's mission. So Webolim's mission is to achieve social upliftment or abhyudaya and spiritual welfare or nishreyasa. And how do we do this? By inspiring people on the path of Rama, who is the prime life maker and repository of human values. So Anna says, Santan Ramanji said Dharma. Anna says Dharma is, etaha abhyudaya nishreyasa siddhi, the coming together of social upliftment and spiritual upliftment. So these are Webolim's two goals. This annual report that we are going to see, it is all different ways of bringing together social and spiritual upliftment. So we do this primarily by following, who is a better example for Abhyudaya Nishreyasa than Lord Rama himself. So we do that by following in his footsteps.
So, of course, to start off with, we want to start about Webolim. So what's happening in Webolim right now? And to begin with, we'll be going over everything that happened this year, starting with the Ramayana conference. So I think most of you would have come to the Ramayana conference previously. Most of you would have come to the Ramayana conference previously. And I'm just going to give you a short recap of what happened. The Ramayana conference was on Mahabhavas, another different religions. And to me it was very interesting, and I want to start off with this, is that most of the people who presented in this came up with their own ideas. This was their innovations. Every day was presented in this Mahabharata, whether it be fallen love, whether it be dramatic love, whether it be in Dasa Bhava, whether it be in Shanta Bhava. All of these were each speaker's ideas. That's what I want to start off and go more into that. We have multiple speakers in various backgrounds. We had some students here. we had people technology team as well, Anna of course. And all of these people, they shared these insights, they shared very deep things on Ramayana, very in-depth things on Ramayana. There's a book with this as well, a book presenting every individual paper, everybody's individual ideas, everybody's individual insights when it comes to love and relations, when it comes to Mahabharata. And I would really suggest any of you guys, all of you guys, to just read the book. And I think that book itself can help you read those moments.
So this camp, for those of you who were there, this conference was the first major event after we moved to Valmiki Ashrama. So we had a Shamiyana there, 2 days, around 200 people had registered, and we had quite a high turnover. Everyone stayed morning to night. They did attending all the sessions. And Bharatanatyam piece on Sundarakaran, Hanuma, Sita, all the characters are like, in fact, those who were there, it's too sublime experience for us to put it in words. So we had Pavitra Ji's dance, and from Gautama Ji's ashram in Hosur, we had a drama group come in and present Ayodhya Bhagavad, and you could see each character, they were committed. Each of them, when they were Kaikeyi, they became Kaikeyi. In fact, they grew up as Kaikeyi, not as an individual, whoever they are off stage. So this was their experience. And what makes it interesting is every year we want to kick off our academic year with such a conference, a workshop, or Vinyasam. So this year, hoping anyone who missed last year should attend this year, in June and July. So with that, we will go to the next slide. This was in June 2023.
So, extending out the conference talks, right? We were talking about how all of these conference talks are various ideas, various insights. Now, the next part we're going to go into how these insights got a public platform. So, one thing is all of these talks today are published on Summit Talks. I'm sure many of you know Summit Talks. It's a very popular platform that inspires effort to bring out our culture and our beauty, the beauty in our culture and our insights in that culture. And I'm happy to say that all of these talks, I feel, are extremely valuable, insightful. I've said this again and again, I think I'm repeating myself. But like I said, I'm very happy to see them personally published on such a huge platform. And more importantly, I hope it reaches even more people. I hope we can carry this even forward. As Samanaji said, I hope, of course, more of you can attend next year. And even more importantly, more of you can watch these and get more knowledge from this going on.
Our next major event was also in June, so I think every month is a very happening month, filled with knowledge and new experiences. So in June, we attended a Vedic workshop in Hosur. We had three speakers come in and present their book. Narendran Ji, he talked about his book, Saraswati, a book. We had Aravinda Neelakantanji talk about his book on the evolution of Hinduism, and then we had Anna talk about his book Ramayana Insight. So it was a rich interplay. One afternoon we were looking at Indian history through a scientific, multifaceted scientific perspective, and then we were looking at Ramayana in an insightful way, and we were looking at the origin of Hinduism, so history, culture, religion, all of it coming together in one afternoon. All the children had come to Hosur and it was a very rich learning experience. And not stopping there, after all the learning was over, what did we say? Something about Jack being a boy.
All work and no play makes Jack.
Yes, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So after all the work, all the Jacks, or everybody in our school wanted to go on a field trip. So we had a fun field trip. Maybe the students went to Chamundi Rock. We see a photo here as well. Can some of the Sita Lakshmi students who are there share their experience of the field trip in just 1 minute? Shri, Rashi, Harika, Kai, just think too many field trips we forget, how to keep track, is it? Okay. So we'll move on.
So next up is the Ayodhya Yatra. Now, Now this year Ayodhya is important every year, but I think this year Ayodhya Yatra was especially memorable for everyone, right? And the thing is, right, this went on for 4 days. This is an Ayodhya Yatra where they went to every sthala in Ayodhya again and again. When we read the Ramayana, the biggest thing of the Ramayana is constant Vididhyasana. We keep on reliving those moments, going through them again and again. When we read the Sardar and Ramayana, we live those. When I hear Ayodhya Yatra first Sardar, for me it's as if every shloka is coming back to my memory. And this time as well, like every year, Ayodhya Yatra was giving a Vididhyasana, but in physical person. And in this way, Anna took everybody into Anna's place. Everyone went to every sthala in Ayodhya, Sugriva, so on and so forth. And this was the Ayodhya Yatra of the
One highlight of the Yatra, I just want to know how many people came to the Yatra, in October 2023? Any hands up? Okay, so all new audiences, and I think what the most exciting part of the Yatra for us was Mahaperiyava had graced Sita Vadar Kunj. So he came. Had graced Sita Vadar Kunj. So he had come, he addressed all of us, spent time in Sita Vadar Kunj, talked to Anna, and it was, we had two gurus in one place that day. It was a great moment for us. I think that formed the highlight of the Ayodhya Yatra.
Next up, we got the whole youth camp. How many of you here remember the youth camp? Raise your hands. We've got 2 people. Oh, 3. Oh, wait. Are you getting more hands? The whole youth camp. Some of badminton camp. Any other back? 4. Yes. 4 people. So, all of you guys who raise your hands, you know how to explain about that. There we go. Gosh. So, the Webolim youth camp. I'll talk about what I remember. So, the Webolim youth camp was focused on, again, liberalization. Liberalization to liberation. But the point is that liberalism to liberation. So the whole topic was very, I felt, modern, but at the same time extremely cultural. We had, of course, we had Anna present, and of course we had various speakers from Sitaram themselves. Srinidhi, for example, presented about wealth in Ramayana. Champakaji presented about emotional intelligence in Ramayana. And Krishnaji presented about unity, how Ramayana overall creates unity in India. Aside from this, and I think the most fun part to me was the debate we had on about social media throughout the camp. There were game sessions, there was a yoga session, there was an absolute pleasure to be part of. This is what I remember. And without further ado, let's start by asking people to raise their hands. All of you raise your hands, you raise your hands again.
In fact, we wanted Srinidhi or Champakaji, the speakers, to share a little something about what
Yes.
we talked. But they have their dance coming up next and they are in rehearsals. So you can, share with everybody a little bit about what we talked.
I think it was a really nice experience where we learned how we can integrate culture with our present lives and how we can, as you said, social media. So how we can balance the use of social media to what is needed, the execute what is needed, versus like we talked about how constant scrolling is something that sucks up a lot of our time, and how we can control the use of social media. And we also talked about whether if it's really required, how it's required for certain things, but not for others, as we sometimes assume. Those related to social media. I really enjoyed the badminton part, which I got to play quite a bit. The emotional intelligence, where really I was very fond of that presentation as well. It delved into the depths of Ramayana, brought out many important values that we can take from it that also relates to present psychology.
Thank you, Soumya ji. She explained the topics were all very modern and relevant. I think one of the aims of the Webolim is that we want to bring young people, and Anna keeps saying the previous generation, there was a notion that Ramayana is for old people. What can young people learn from it? But now here we are challenging that notion, and this Badminton Academy was a great example because these are not previous class attendees, you can write. These are class attendees. But they come from Shyamji's Badminton Academy, Summer Badminton Academy. So they are primarily sports players. That's the background they come from. Lot of 20 years old actually, 20 to 25-year-old youngsters. They were all here for 2 years and their attention, I was in that camp and rapt attention. Each of them felt that their notions were challenged. Each of them were questioning what they had been told about the world in terms of wealth, in terms of culture. And they all felt that their minds were open. Because the topics were also such that we talked about what is liberalism, how is it harmful, how can Ramayana give a solution, what is wealth, what is the right use of wealth, what kind of wealth is what we call, dying or wealth that Vedam says we can donate. We talked about emotional intelligence. These are all topics young people want to know, and the fact that our scriptures are filled with that is something for us to be proud of. And so this was a great step in taking that forward.
Next up is a workshop. Pretty much again, most of you know. This happened in Chennai. It's December. It's a Ramayana workshop. Now, I think that this is a great sort of continuation from liberalism to liberation. I'm stuck on the word. Anyways. So this camp was focused, had a much sort of more focused narrative. Here we're talking about people who have, as the title says, threats to Ramayana. Today we read Valmiki Ramayana. We do Parayana of Valmiki Ramayana, we learn shlokas. As most of us here are students, we spend at least 1 hour a week engaged and engrossed in this chapter, in this text.
We are going to do it.
And as Anna says, Bhavama Rinova. It's our job, it's our duty as students who have learned Ramayana, students who are following the path of Rama, to know what Ramayana is and to make sure that that trueness of Valmiki's Ramayana stands till today. And that's what this camp aimed to do, that's what this camp splendidly did. Everybody in this camp, every speaker took a specific focus. We had people talk about Bauchayana and Bauddha Ramayana. We had people talk about the various Samskrita Ramayanas. Shyamji talked about the various Samskrita Ramayanas. We had people talk about Samskrita Natakas. Going forward, we even had people talk about various modern Ramayanas. With Sheldon Pola, Samanaji, Samanaji, Chapagaji. We had then our Amish Tripathi by Webolim. All of these are books. And the last one, Devda Patnaik by me, Srinidhi and Krishnani. And the other Krishnani also, 4 people. The reason why I want to highlight these last 3 especially. I'm a Bhakti. I talk to a lot of high schoolers and a lot of middle schoolers. And their source of Ramayana is Devda Patnaik, Amish Tripathi and Sheldon Pola. Not Sheldon Pola, but Amish Tripathi and Devda Patnaik. Today if you go to a school library, when I was in middle school, my school library was dominated with Amish Tripathi. And if you go and see outside in the business world, Devda Patnaik is everywhere. I believe he's the chief mythological officer of various companies, the future group. He's presented in head. Chief belief officer. Chief belief officer. There you go. Mythology is kind of bad. But point being that Devda Patnaik is extremely powerful. He has TED Talks. If you go online and search in YouTube, you can find 3 to 4 TED Talks by Devda Patnaik. He has a wide audience. And it is very important for all of us here especially to be aware of the dangers these people present. How our Ramayana, this is our Ramayana because we are learning from it. These are the values we take, and these values are what build us. Right? How our Ramayana, how to prevent that from being corrupted, how to prevent that from being destroyed. And that was beautifully done in the Krishna Ramayana camp. If anybody here wants to talk about the Krishna Ramayana camp, the mic's all yours. Anybody have anything to share about the Krishna Ramayana camp?
Any of the parents or adults
Yes.
who visited, you could talk a little bit more about it. Yes,
Sitara, I got the bhagyam of attending the camp in Nanganallur along with my brother, and it was a very insightful in many words because we also were subject to or victims of this kind of literature earlier, and the beauty of the 2-day session or the 3-day session was that it helped us understand that you should always focus on the core, and you cannot have many versions or my versions or someone else's versions of, it is basically diluting the core and speaking untruth. So there is no limit to which my version can go on to. So anybody can write anything that is not, you should have a proper pramana, and the way the children beautifully explain, and comparative analysis of what Valmiki Ramayana says and what the other so-called Ramayanas said. The comparison was very revealing, and not only as regards Valmiki Ramayana, it is also a pointer to all of us to understand that we have to go by the core Shastra or the Itihasa as this, or Itihasa, and I got to know the meaning of the word Itihasa there. It has to be as this and not what many people perceive it to be. It was very revealing, and all these talks have now come on the Guru channel, and it has reached a lot of audience. Many people actually tagged me in, or they told me that your son is studying in Radhana's institution. Very nice talks have been uploaded in Guru channel, so it's got a lot of coverage now. So that was also a highlight. The valedictory function was very ornamentally, it was a crowd puller, and we had a famous, I think you say cover that, but it was very, it was a buzz in Nanganallur. Even after a couple of days, many people were talking about the valedictory function and the way, and Nanna's Upanyasams also. So it was overall a very beautiful, very eye-opening and revealing event. Thank you so much. Sitaram.
That's called feedback. So yes, I'll start off from where she finished, I guess. She stated it perfectly. Ramayana is objective. Valmiki Ramayana is objective. What is in Valmiki's Ramayana cannot be changed. You cannot go around parading multiple my Ramayanas or your Ramayanas. There is one Valmiki Ramayana, and like I said, that Valmiki Ramayana is the bedrock for our values and the foundation for everything today. Oh, one more person wants to share with me. Please go.
Sita, I also attended, I had the bhagyam of attending this video session. I think one thing that appealed to me was the fact that our students actually came out with a framework. They attacked the framework by which Sheldon Pollard, David Patnaik and others, of course it's Anna's framework, but they explained it very beautifully. And I stress the importance of framework because 200 years back they invented this theory called Aryan invasion theory. அதாவது இல்லாத ஒன்றை கற்பனை பண்ணி இருக்கிறதா நம்ம மேலே தெரிஞ்சு ஸோ வாட் ஹேப்பன்ஸ் இஸ் அதுக்கப்புறம் வருவாங்கன்னா வந்து அது இல்லைங்கிறத ப்ரூவ் பண்ணுறோம். இல்லாதது வந்து உண்மையாகும், அது வந்து நம்ம எதிர்த்து கற்பனையால் அது வந்ததுங்கிறத சொல்கிறதுக்கு we are always on the defensive. ஸோ இந்த மைண்ட் செட் நமக்கு வந்து நம்ம யாரையும் போய் அப்ளை பண்ண போகிறதுல நம்ம ரிலிஜன் சனாதன தர்மத்தில் எல்லாருக்குமே நம்ம வந்து லிவ் அண்ட் டெட் லிவ் வசதிகள் கொடுக்கறது தான் நம்ம இருக்கோம். ஆனால் ஃபாரின்லேருந்து வர இன்வேஷன் எல்லாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா திஸ் இஸ் ஐடியாலஜிக்கல் இன்வேஷன். இந்த இன்வேஷனோட பின்னணியில் என்ன இருக்கு அப்படின்னா there is always an offense. ஸோ இல்லாதப்போ உன்னை கற்பனை பண்ணி பரதனுக்கு நிறைய கேர்ள் ஃப்ரெண்ட் இருக்கிற மாதிரி சொல்லவே கூச்சமாக இருக்கு. பட் தீஸ் ஆர் த திங்ஸ் தட் ஆர் பீங் டாட் இன் டுடேஸ் ஸ்கூல்ஸ். நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுறோம் இல்லைங்கிறத வந்து நம்ம சொல்கிறோம். ஸோ we should be very aware. I draw a parallel between what has been going on in 200 years. Aryan invasion theory ஆரம்பிச்சு இன்னைக்கு வர theory எல்லாமே வந்து சூப்பர்ஃபிஷியலாக ஏதோ ஒரு கற்பனை பண்ணி because of media and other sources they are imposing it on us. I think the grant explained it really well, and I want to thank for educating all of us. Sita.
கிறிஸ்து ராமாயணம் வந்து இந்தியா ஒரே தேசம் அப்படின்னு சொல்றதுக்கு அந்த ஒருங்கிணைக்க விஷயங்களில் ராமாயணங்களுக்கு முக்கியத்துவம் வைக்கிறது. அப்போ இதை உடைக்கணும்னா ராமாயணத்தை உடைக்கணும் அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி இவருடைய அந்த பாலிடிக்ஸ் அதுங்காமல் இருக்கு. இது ஆல் ஓவர் நடக்கிறது. தமிழ்நாடு வந்து ரொம்ப கம்ஃபர்டபுளாக இருக்குது செய்யறது. அதனால் என்ன ஒரே ஒரு அட்வான்டேஜ் என்னன்னா, எனக்கு இந்த புக் எல்லாமே பெரும்பாலும் இங்கிலீஷில் இருக்கிறதுனால ரொம்ப தமிழ்நாட்டுக்குள்ள ரீச் ஆகாதுன்னு நான் நினைக்கிறேன்.
ஆமா, இவாடும் தமிழ் மறந்து போயிட்டு இருக்கான்.
அது ஒரு ஆபத்து இருக்கு.
அவாடும் தமிழ் டிரான்ஸ்லேஷன் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கான்.
அதனால பயமாக இருக்கு அப்படின்னு வரும்பொழுது இப்போ நேற்று அந்த பாலிடிக்ஸ் லேசாக கஷ்டமாக
தமிழ் டிரான்ஸ்லேஷன் அந்த நாகரிக ரகசியம் என்ன பார்த்து மெலுவாவின் இதெல்லாம் வந்து அமைத்து பாடி வருது. அது நீலகண்டப்படுது ராவணம்
அப்படிங்கிற அளவுக்கு. அதனால இப்போ அதிக பேசுறதுக்கு டைம் இல்லை. இப்போ கண்டினியூ பண்ணலாம். ஆனால் அது ஒரு பெரிய டாபிக், அது முடிவுடையான டாபிக். அது இப்போ கண்டினியூ பண்ணணும் நிறையா அதில்.
In fact, both of you may not cover that for a topic. பாண்டேஜி கேட்க நட்ராஜ் பாண்டே இருக்கார் சொல்லப்படுதா? அவர் என்ன சொல்ல போறாருன்னு சொன்னான்னு சொல்லப்படுது. அது ஒரு ஹைலைட் ஆன விஷயம். He touched a very important thing. As our Mr. Mani said, Maniyanna said that Ramayana is a link of the nation. Therefore, Ramayana destruction is nation's destruction. Because of that, we need to stand with Ramayana. This is the highlight of the camp. But finally, when Pandeyji came, he said that normally in Tamil Nadu, some politicians don't like Ramayana. This is for a simple reason that Rama represents Dharma and morality. They are highly corrupted, therefore they cannot accept Ramayana. That's a wonderful idea. Actually, it's a very remarkable idea for which Ramayana is targeted, especially in Tamil Nadu. That is a thing. In fact, as a continuation of this, we are trying to do some other thing. Like there is an interaction between me and Ma Venkatesh. This may happen in the month of May. Okay, regarding why this Ramayana opposition is there in the Tamil politics. Regarding that, there will be an interaction. He is a very important person today in so many things, especially in the social service related to the Dalits. What is the Safai comments are here? Okay, fine.
Yeah, thank you, Maniji, Narenji, and Anna. As they all shared, why this is a very, very important event is what is happening here is thought leadership and revolution. It's a very positive revolution. As Narenji said, especially he's a historian, he's written the book Saraswati Ago, and historians like him are working to reset a narrative that has been forced on us. We all, we understand Indian culture, but so many children out there are not interested in Indian culture. Beyond an age, they don't want to come to camps like this if they go to normal school. And one of the reasons, there are more adults than children coming to such camps is the history that they are taught in school makes them, it gets them to be ashamed of the Indian culture. So we've let it go on for that long before historians like this are coming in and say, okay, we clean up the space, we have to get rid of all of that, but it's a battle. So this shouldn't happen to Ramayana. What has happened to history shouldn't happen to our religion as well. To make sure that doesn't happen, it's a very, very visionary project that Anna has taken. This Deaths to Ramayana camp. Even before something comes in, let us stop, let us prevent. That's the measure. And as a student, one thing I want to share is, when we are in schools, I think young people need a purpose more than anything else. And when they don't have a purpose, very often they turn into what we call rebels without a cause. I don't want to name certain movements, but these days there are a lot of movements about, very petty identity politics that young people are getting involved in schools. But here what happens in Sita Lakshmi is, instead of rebels without a cause, breaking into rebel and without a cause, The last part we all see, there is no without a cost. There is a very concrete cost. Children are growing up in an environment where we care about, where we think deeply about the future, where we think about what is good, what is dharma, what is happening. It's a very rational. It's not just everybody is saying it is popular. As a sheep, people also follow it. That's not the mentality. We are rationally thinking, scientifically approaching problems and trying to approach them. So there is a cost. And as for the rebel part, I think one thing Anna says is there are changes that are necessary in a society, but rebelling will not help. Any change that we have to bring has to be gradual, has to be graceful. And what we are doing here is we are not holding up placards. We are not saying let's burn this down, let's cancel. I don't know how many people are familiar with the word cancel. Cancel means it's a very young people use the term a lot. Anybody speaks against their idea, they will try to bully them, harass them, and stop them from sharing their perspective. This is called cancelling, cancel culture. We are not cancelling everybody here. Oppositions are more than welcome. We are preparing ourselves to attack them. So that isn't about the threats to Ramayana camp. And as Subhashini ji shared, it's airing in Guru channel as well in English. I think this is something everybody should be watching. Over to the next slide.
Guru channel, in Guru channel it is in Tamil.
Okay, and some TV is in English. So both, we cover both Tamil and English audience. Guru channel it is in Tamil, Sangam TV it is in English.
So while this is happening, we also have Vibhishana Shakti. Now on one hand we have Mr. Ramayana, looking at how our Ramayana is into Ramayana. On the other hand, going at Ramayana itself is important. And so this Vibhishana Sharanagati is a continuation. It's been happening in Tamil Nadu for quite some time. It had Sundarkanda some time before. And now continued the story of Vibhishana Sharanagati. As always, Anna went as in depth as possible. One thing that I have to say when I think about Anna's lectures, one thing that comes to my mind is more than is the depth. There's always a depth, a clarity provided in these lectures. And Vibhishana Sharanagati is no different. Anna went through almost every Vyakhyana wherever necessary. Anna went through every Sharanagati lecture. In a sense, Anna did all this within 4 days. Vibhishana Sharanagati to me was like, in the morning we used to have Rasa Ramayana class. There used to be a lot of vichara, a lot of thinking, a lot of analyzing, a lot of rationale. As Sahanaji put it, we weren't simply cancelling people, right? We were debating, we were taking every single opposing viewpoint and talking about this. And in the evenings, all of us who were listening to all these lectures or giving these lectures are saying, come to Vibhishana Sharanagati. And just immerse ourselves again in that Rama Rasa. So in that way, December to me was, we had analysis, vichara, at the same time rasa. It was a perfect synthesis, synergy of both. And that way, left brain, right brain. Left brain, right brain. It's a synergy of both, a synthesis of both. That's how our whole December went the same way. In between, of course, Sita students always came on a bus trip in this as well. I don't know if you put the pictures up there, but the bus trip, as I think all of us know, is very fun. We spent 2-3 hours on a bus. We actually all stayed together. A lot of us remember the antics we did back then as well. So to me, this was a holistic month. December was a holistic month with everything involved. Anybody want to talk about it? No? Okay. Well then we're moving on.
As Ashiki said and Anna said, it was a mix of right and left brain. Left brain in the morning, right brain in the evening. So another synthesis I could think of, we started with Abhyudaya and Ishreyasa. It was Abhyudaya in the morning and Ishreyasa in the evening. We want to show, not tell, but we cannot not observe. This is how thematically packed life with Webolim is. Left brain, right brain, Abhyudaya and Ishreyasa. It's a very rich, holistic experience. Adding to holistic, it is also a fun experience often, but that is going to come in the Sita Lakshmi part of it. So now we will skip the future that he mentioned and move on. The next event, in January 2024, there was a. You want to share the experiences?
Yes. So January 2024, New Year. I wasn't personally here for this event, but I heard about it a lot. This was Gudiya Sambhava. So Gudiya Sambhava, as this poster states here, is an event hosted by Indica. I don't know if a lot of you know about Indica, but Indica is very, very famous. They host a lot of workshops about our culture. They host a lot of very clear workshops about our culture. I've been to one or two workshops myself. All those workshops are strongly rooted in our own shastras, and all those workshops strongly bring those out for real life applications. And this Gudiya Sambhava is a celebration of our heritage, of our temples. Here, Anna presented a lecture about Shruti, Sthiti, and Laya. Talking about today, actually, the Sadas is all about Shruti, Sthiti, and Laya. Right? Somehow, Laya does not mean destruction, rather, it means just taking everything, being harrowing, taking everything. Same way, Sthiti is just bringing everything out. Srijati is release. This way, Anna talked about it there, and you got to see it in the Sadas also. I was just reminded of that. And in between we had, we had Samaveda Parana, we had a Savagana by Nandalaji and I believe Nanda Sandraji as well. Along with Shlokas and Athams by Maitri and Chapakaji. All of these were wonderfully presented. And again, this was a platform to reflect our heritage. And I want to push this along. As we keep on going, we're going to be seeing a lot more platforms. A lot more places where this year was a year where we took everything and put it out to the world. Every single thing. Everything was synthesized, everything was put out, and at the same time, everything was with its original content. Nothing was mocked for the sake of public view. We were able to put everything as it is. 2024 is a year where everything was as it is. Right? So, I just wanted to reflect on that as we keep on going.
This year's most important event. I have not seen these slides and I have not heard what they have prepared. Hope that they may not cover that, therefore I am sharing this. Can you guess? Oh, okay, fine. I'll leave it.
Up to the next, it's in the title. I don't need to see a picture of it. So next up, January 2024, Ram Janmabhoomi, it reached every single one of us in various ways. I'll tell you something. I was taking the news during January. I got news for donating for Prana in the news. The ads say donate for Prana. That's how far-flung this is. And I don't need to say, I told you how it reached every single one of us. It's resonated within every single one of us. And Anna, of course, went to Ayodhya. And Anna did Parayana, Ramayana Parayana, Mula Parayana for Ramlala with the grace of Kashi Maharaj. And Anna talked about Prana. This is just Prana Pratishtha in general. Anna did so much more for Prana Pratishtha. He was involved in every sort of debate around it. He made sure that Rama as it is, we've been seeing that this year is the year as it is. Rama as it is preserved within Ramlala, and that reasoning, that logic, again, purely rational, that was there. On the other hand, also as well, there is also something I want to mention, is that some of our students here in Sitarashmi went around to various apartments in Bangalore to talk about Prana. This was an initiative actually. Some of us, so actually one of the people here actually requested some of the students to come and present. And I think everybody who did it did their best. They explained Prana clearly. And more importantly, Rama Katha. This was mostly just Rama, exactly, but at least in Bangalore, we're just having Rama Katha for 2-3 days, probably a week straight. It was non-stop. Like I said, it touched everybody here. You can only imagine how it touched everyone around us as well. And that's all I have to say on the talk. I think Sanaj.
So when we say Ram Janmabhoomi, Prana Pratishtha, we all know it was a pan-Indian event. In fact, it was an international event as well. So everywhere something was happening, and Ashram Vikramji shared what happened here during that time. I had the fortune to go to Ayodhya during that time with Anna and Mani. They were officially invited. Anna was officially invited, but Srinidhi wanted to be in Ayodhya during that time. So we were lucky enough to be able to go. And what happened there was so something that some of you might know, some of you might not know, and I think our greatest blessing, our Guru was invited as the Ramayani. In fact, 120 people were selected to invoke life into the idol, do the japam, and Anna was one of the. So VIP gold pasa, silver pasa, onnu kedayadu. Straight into inside the sanctorum area where he was invoking prana into the prana pratishtha ceremony. And even beyond that, out of those 120, Anna was the official Ramayani, which is he was the person appointed to lead Valmiki Ramayana in front of. So it's a great blessing for all of us. We were there for 4 to 5 days. Every day Anna would go there, in the morning. From my experience, he would go there in the morning. I think Ayodhya was also freezing cold. We all had a picture show. In fact, the picture happens to be that's the Utsava in the temple that is in Anna's hand here. So every day go there, and morning to evening, a lot of karyakramams back to back, and Ramayana. In fact, the whole Ramayana in a very short span of time. He would do all of that, and he'd come back and share with all of us the experiences of the idol of Ramalala. I don't, in fact, if Anna could share about it himself, it would be. And he talked about it. Not just that, he also wrote 2 slokas about the idol that we want to read out.
Vame Rudra Maheshwaraha Surguruhu Brahma Bhavat Dakshini Urvam Surya Hagar Mahanbhaitaha Sarvevataras Tatpadhyam Vinatanjana Sutanaya Nayanabhyam Sevito Rajase Kalyana Bhujanesha Janmarhitaha Shri Janma Bhumam Tava Andasvera Mukhekshanam Vilasat Shrivatsa Mahatma Pradam Chilmudra Linkita Hastamarma Chilmudra Linkita Hastamarma Prema Dhurudharina Devam Samhana Nanga Meva Madhuram Shrijanma Bhumau Sthita Vilavalaka Vigraha Pustarna Satikataketam Bhaje.
For us to be very proud that Webolim was such a major representative in this international Ram Janmabhoomi Prana Pratishtha Festival. Hopefully going forward along with Anna, all of us students and other members as well, in whatever small way we can, we'll start taking all of this out and be representatives for Ramayana and the Rajasans. So next, we want to talk about the Webolim classes. As we know, there are a lot of classes happening, Ramayana classes happening around the world. Once again, I think 5 countries, 6 countries right now. And we have 100 plus classes, 20 plus trained teachers, and around 1,200, in fact more than 1,200. Of these students, they're all ages from in fact, even children who are born are inducted into classes with parents. From that age all the way to very old people, Tamil, English, different languages, different countries. In fact, the first picture that you see here is Vikramji's European, Belgium area class. When the new Vikramji was visiting, I think from Germany to Belgium, the children, they all dressed up as Rama and Rama. get together. And next, we've been asking all of you to share your experiences. So we thought similarly we'll bring a few voices from our class children especially. So we have one child from the US and one child from India sharing her experience. You know, they're both very young children sharing their class experience. So we'll play it.
My name is Arya. I'm 8 years old. I'm a student of Sahana Akka, and I've been learning for 4 years. So before I joined the Webolim class, I've been a little greedy and I don't want to share anything. And then after I joined the Webolim class, I learned out to be really thankful for what we got. And now I'm really thankful right now. So I'm really thankful for Sahana Akka, who taught me how to follow the Ramayana.
My name is Priti. My age is 12. My teacher's name is Sarshad Suryanarayanan. I have been attending these classes since 10 months. I have learned a very important lesson: to be honest, not to lie, following the example of Rama, to be happy with whatever I have got, expressing my point of view to others. I have learned Sanskrit better during my sessions. I have learned to understand the meaning of shlokas, pronounce and speak the words. Thank you.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பார்த்த குழந்தை இப்போ 8 வயசு ஆகுது. 4 வயசுலேருந்து அட்டன் பண்ணி வரா. இந்த குழந்தை 12 வயசு. ஒரு ஓல்ட் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் ரிலேட்டிவ்லி, இன்னொரு நியூ ஸ்டூடெண்ட். என்ன இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்னா அவள் ஸ்லோகம் பற்றி தான் பேசுகிறாளே தவிர ஃபஸ்ட்டு 2 பேருக்கு வருது என்ன அப்படின்னா, இது எதுவும் சொல்லித்தரது இல்லை. அவள் தான் என்ன வேணாலும் கொடுக்கணும்னு சொல்லுது. அவள் என்ன ஃபஸ்ட்டு ஹைலைட் பண்ணுறான்னா, இந்த வேல்யூ கற்றுந்தோம் அந்த வேல்யூ கற்றுந்தோம் அப்படிங்கிறது தான். இந்த குழந்தைகள் மட்டும் இல்லை, கிளாஸில் இந்த மாதிரி ஜென்ரலாக கேட்டபோது எல்லா குழந்தையுமே சொல்லி வச்ச மாதிரி இந்த வேல்யூ அந்த வேல்யூ இந்த வேல்யூலாம் பேசினான். அவரோட வீடியோஸ் கரெக்டாக இல்லை. ஆனால் இது என்னன்னா, அண்ணா சொல்லுவார், ராமாயணத்தை நம்ம தியோலஜிக்கல் சாஸ்திரங்கிறது இருக்கவே இருக்கு. அது எல்லாத்துக்கும் முன்னாடி ராமா இஸ் அ மேன், இஸ் அ பிரைம் லைஃப் மேக்கர், லைஃப் வேணுங்கிற வேல்யூஸ் ராமாயணத்தை கற்றுப்போம் அப்படின்னு அதை ஃபோக்கஸாக இருக்கிறதுனால தான் நம்ம ராமாயணம் கிளாஸுங்கிறது இவ்வளோ யூனிவர்சலாக இருக்குது அப்படிங்கிறது எனக்கு எப்பவுமே தோணும்.
And I guess I'll finish with one small thing as well. Classes to me are extremely impactful. I think classes are the heart of the world. Many of us are sitting here today is because of the classes. Now, if I'm sitting here and standing here and talking to you today is because when I was young, I attended a class for 5 years and it was the same thing. So to me, it's very sort of inspiring and enjoying to see, the same thing repeated again and again and again and again and again. So we're creating the same thing again and again, building that up slowly. And slowly it's not transformed, it's always been transformed. We're seeing that transformation happening. That's all I wanted to say on that. Now moving on, we're going on to two websites as well. So Webolim has now an official website. This website will cover a lot. So we have write-ups for every book that has been produced. We put on that, you've seen, right? All the books that have come up so far, all the write-ups. We have testimonials from students there as well. So there are written testimonials there. We have various information on psychology courses. One thing that I think a lot of us realize is that we are, that we are not, we have to reach people, right? And this is, I think, one of the best ways we have done. This website has been this website clearly explains what is happening in the world. It has very clear and sort of clear indicators as well that we were putting up the website, and we see the classes, the vision and the mission. And mostly, I want to also thank people who wrote this website. So Saharaji actually coordinated this website completely. She, has always been write-ups. Money as well. Money was asking us constantly for write-ups. And she was honest to get those write-ups done. So both of them really came together and built this framework. I also want to thank everybody here who provided a write-up. I mean, it's very valuable when you learn, it's more valuable when you give back. I want to thank everybody who gave back and made this website what it is now. The next thing that we need to talk about is Dhwani Deepika. So, Rangana's Dhwani Deepika.
Nandalal website.
Nandalal, yes, Nandalal ji as well. Nandalal ji actually did all the formatting for this website. All the formatting, all the design. I think he was the point of contact, knowledge, for almost anybody. We go to Nandalal ji and we get it done. So in this way, I think Nandalal ji, Sahara ji, Mani, all these people designed this beautiful website. I hope all of you can check it out and send it to others as well. This is the way we're going to communicate more. So next up is Dhwani Deepika. So Dhwani Deepika, as we all know, it's 10 volumes of Dhwani Deepika. We have an online website for it. So all of the mantras in the Dhwani Deepika books, you will be able to get them open source as well. For research purposes and everything. We'll be talking about research later on as well. But for research purposes and everything, there's been a Dhwani Deepika website that's been created. It's very clear, it explains every mandala, every sequence, every mantra as well. It also has a little bit about Dhwani Deepika, about Anna. Not to mention the various amukas, the sort of introductions, Udghatas given by all the acharyas as well. So this was done by Amritji. It's not that he designed this website major. He played a huge hand in his design and his content. He was there when any sort of issue came up with the website as well. So I wanted to mention that as well. These are the accomplishments. I think that one of the biggest accomplishments that students we can do is to give back to what we've done. Everything that we've learned here is to give back. And I'm really happy to see that we're starting to do that already.
I didn't do much work, frankly. Mani and Nandalal ji, the coordinators. I think one of the very celebratable, rather, you can say, events that has happened is life at Valmiki Ashram. It started in January, but it's been going in full swing. We've completed over a year at this point. We wanted some people to share their experience, but I think we'll be running out of time right now. So I think those experiences, tea time, we can talk to one another and get updates. But a quick, a quick list of what happens here. And I'm not talking about the students, rather for the other community members. Some things that they participate in while everybody has. It's a very beautiful mix of private and public life. Everybody has their own jobs and everybody is, they all have busy lives in their own right. But despite that, take time to come together every week and do things together. So one of them is the afternoon puja. Every afternoon we can see all the community members coming in for the puja. And then in playtime with kids as well, very often we see adults, Hariji especially very often, Hariji, they're all downstairs playing badminton. Yes. In fact, main character, he's always I think leads the cricket team. So they're all guiding students as well as connecting and engaging with them. The playtime is another prime feature of life at Valmiki Ashram. In fact, my relatives visited from outside and they said they don't want to leave because watching so many children playing in the street was a sight they did not want to miss. And another is mentoring and nurturing. So all the community members here are contributors and many of them are the teachers. We are going to see Sita games and everything, but they are the teachers, they are the mentors, bringing in students not just academically, but in terms of life skills and wisdom. In fact, I was talking to Anandji a few days ago about his math class, and he was saying he doesn't just try to teach the subject, but his goal is to inspire a passion for math and a curiosity. Picture of them playing for mentoring. The reason is this is not James period, this is English class, and so this is Kalpana ji's English class. So apparently students shared with us. English is often any language for that matter is a boring subject for those who come from traditional schools. So Kalpana ji took them onto the ground, gave a ball and said every time you bounce the ball and throw it, give us a verb. Bounce and tell us a verb. So this is how in fact, Sundays if anybody is going out here, they all say, oh, 6 manikula varum varnappa Veedi Bhajan irukku. And this Veedi Bhajan is a weekly bhajan event that we have. So we start at 6:30 with Tyagaraja and Ramadasa Aradhana. So we have songs and then we go across the street, that's Veedi Bhajan, to the Hanuman. So we sing and we have the flag as well. We see all the Shriram children are holding the Sanatana Dharma Kavi flag, and Anna on the lead, we all follow singing bhajans, Samat Ram Das bhajans. We go to the Hanuman temple and we have Hanuman. So we have Hanuman Chalisa, and then we come back here and have Ganamritam, Ragava Shatakam, and then Dolotsavam. So 6:30 to 8:30 every Sunday, the entire community, this hall is just as filled, every Sunday. So that's a glimpse into life at Valmiki Ashram. I hope tea time is going to be full of conversation.
So next up we have Sita Lakshmi and Shriram Kukla. So every student here get it. So we'll start with sort of the student life highlights, I guess. So here, right, Sita Lakshmi and Shriram, they have a lot of discipline. We saw how they have fun. I think it's a perfect, I guess, a holistic. There's both fun and there's both discipline. And so that's how the day starts. The day starts with yoga and meditation. For some of them it's done in the morning, for Shriram it's done in the evening. And in this way we start with half an hour of yoga, clear asanas, slowly. And after that we have 15 minutes of meditation. Ramanava Japa, along with Pranayama. Then we get into study hours. And as Sahana ji said, all of our faculties really do make the study hours so good. I think every one of them has poured their heart and soul. I think they made these subjects fun, right? So study hours, that goes on. And then we have outdoor games as well. The less said about that, the better. We've already seen that. And after that, we have Ramayana classes. This happens in the evening. And every day, we have Ramayana classes is a mixture of both sort of tapasya and at the same time kathashravana. At the same time, we have Swadhyaya, tapas and Swadhyaya. On one hand, we have Parayana. Parayana happens for half an hour. Every kid here who does Parayana, if you go outside this training of Madhura Bhavan at 6:45, you're going to hear a lot of this Ramayana shlokas being chanted. I think for half an hour every other day. With that, also Samskrita is being taught as well. We have Kavyapatha being happening for Shlokamala, our own Valmiki Ramayana, as well as every Raghuvansha right now as well. This is for alliance. So in this way, this is sort of how student life here goes. Next.
One more? One more thing to add here, just real quick, is the birthday celebrations. In fact, that's been a new addition this year. So, little story about this. Ashish is passing some of the cards. I'll give context for the cards later. So, I think last year, in fact, literally last summer, we came to know that some children were a little upset that they were at home for their birthdays. They wanted to do something special. And Gayatri ji got to know about this and she said, how can they not feel special on their birthdays? Let's make them feel more special than they would at home. So for every child's birthday, a card is prepared where every other student writes what they feel, what they have learned, their wishes for that child. So I know, and this card is passed in the night after all the classes, from 9 to 10:30 sometimes. The celebration happens where everybody shares a little bit about their child. They call events, activities, and this card is given to them. And the difference this initiative has made was enormous. So previously, children would say, I want to go home, but now they don't want to go home because they want to be here and they want to see how all the things are going. Some of the younger children, especially Navya and all, 1 week before their birthday, they start coming around and saying, Akka, my birthday is coming. Will you write? You know what you're going to write? My birthday is coming. You know, they gave me this card. And I think that goes to show the extent to which I think faculty here care more about these children, their parents, they show, more than a parental love to these children, emotionally and academically. This exhibits how well children are taken care of. So the cards Ashiji will pass now.
I'll be passing out a few of these. I'll be reading from one of these as well. These are from different students, by the way. I want to start by thanking all the students who gave their cards to present. That's mine.
As Ashiji passes the cards, we quickly glance the timetable, how packed their daily schedule is. So this is Sita Lakshmi timetable. As you can see, starts at 6:45 in the morning. There is yoga, then meditation, Shastra class for an hour, Bhagavad Gita, Veda Bhashyam, Yoga Sutram. So all the Shastras, it's a mini course, few months per subject. And then breakfast, school hours, puja, school hours again, lunch, school hours again. There is no continuous studying break. And then they have their playtime, meditation again. So yoga and meditation both morning and evening. Meditation is an important part. Dinner, and then there is Shastra class actually, Ramayana, Sanskritam. Then Dorotsvam, again a little bit of school hours, learning before going to bed, and then lights off at 10. That's a quick overview of Sita Lakshmi's schedule.
So, okay, before I go on to the birthday cards, I hope all of you guys are reading that. We'll finish our 50 grams as well. And I want to point out a few things as we go on. So, we will see this appetite for meditation and everything in both of these things. So, starting out for Shriram, it's 5 a.m., 5:45 a.m. We have Veda something happening. We learn the Veda class. Next, we have 6 to 7:30. It's Karmanushtana. So, you come here in the morning, you'll be seeing all the things doing Samdhana, near the Sanidhi, behind Sanidhi, you see Sandhyadana, as well as Brahma Yajna happening in the Ramasana. You can hear it all the way through the whole road you can hear. So, in this way, they do the Karmanushtanas. After that, everybody comes together for Shastra class. As Sahana ji said, it's sort of a mini course. Every few months, we keep on covering extensively, deep, a lot of depth, various Shastras, Yoga Sutra, Bhagavad Gita, so on and so forth. After that, we have school hours. They learn maths. Some of the students learn math at this time. So our Padashala here actually also teaches conventional education. All the Padashala kids here go through 10th and 12th exams as well. We will be seeing this later as well. So they do learn conventional education. Along with that, after that they have Madhyanika, then Puja, after 11:30. Then there's 11:30 to 12. Then we have lunch. After that, there's Tiruvai for 3 hours. And after that, we have more school hours. This time is for English class for some of these students. Other students spend their time studying their own 10 subjects. And then we have free time, 4:30 to 5:30 is a common time. It's like 7:30 to 8:30. And then 5:30 to 6 is Sandhyavanam. For them, yoga is from 6 to 6:30. Yoga, and then from there, they go to Ramayana class, Sanskritam class as well. That's also another common time. And from that, it's dinner. And again, Avarti happens in the night. They revise whatever Veda mantras they have learned previously. It's very important for Dharana, to keep those Veda mantras in your mind. And their lights off is at 9:45 p.m. So this gives you guys a sort of idea of how time goes here, how time goes. Everybody is busy, everybody has a purpose. Most important.
Now, even specific to these schools, so we kicked off one of our first major events. Of course, they were part of the conference, Huzur camp, and all that happened in Webolim. But exclusive events, we had the first one in October. we had a Samskrita Bharati camp. So it was a 10-day camp where trainers came from Samskrita Bharati. Schools were split into junior and seniors. Juniors were taking this hall, seniors upstairs. And they had a variety of ways of, I think Samskrita Bharati as well, they believe in play and learn. So we had, I was unfortunately unwell and I couldn't come to the class. But then I would see every day when I asked, what did you learn? I would start singing songs, making actions. So, it was a great play and learn experience for them for 10 minutes. Many is even making, enacting some of those right now. And the 10th day culminated in all the children staging each of them, they all formed groups and they came up with their own drama, everything done in Sanskritam. And some of these children, the junior class especially, they had basic Sanskritam knowledge, but I think this was a huge stepping stone that they all came and delivered dialogues exclusively in Sanskritam. And here a shout out to the parents as well. All the parents stepped in, each of them, they all picked their own groups and tutored, mentored them. So the children, including Amaya, 4-year-old child coming forward and talking in Sanskritam, I think that was a sight for us a moment for us to remember.
So this is in Shruti. So in Mysuru, we had a Veda Parayana during Deepavali, November, Deepavali time. So some of our aged Vedic kids, they went and did Parayana. You can see Ramaji, Sindhamaji here. They did Parayana. Also, they participated in a Natakam as well. There was a Kanda Srishti Kavachana. You can see some of the pictures right here.
Yeah, Rama.
Yes. So I believe Sethuramanji here was on Murugan. We had Vasishta Maharishi as Varun, and we had Ganesha as Madhavi. So in this way, Madhavi. Yes. Agastya. Vedic Kumar was a Vedic Pandit. So they didn't just do Veda Parayana, they had fun as well. So for them, this is how we celebrate our own culture, our own heritage. Most importantly, their Veda Parayana that had an impact for their Diwali celebrations, and they came and helped with the Natakam as well. They volunteered immediately. They were telling me the stories about the Natakam before this. They volunteered immediately. They were just told, and they did it, and it came out splendidly. You can watch it online as well.
They went for an academic event and they engaged in the co-curriculars happening there to make it special. Next, again in November 2023, some of our students had a field trip to Sajjangarh. Sajjangarh is Samarth Ramadas's capital back in the times. That's where he operated from. So great, that's a home of a guru, as now we say. So they went for a Veda Pariksha in Pune and stopped over, had a lot of fun and felt the vibration there. They came back home to share it with all of us. Again, we wanted to share some experiences, hear them share experiences, but because of time we are zooming forward. Next, after the Shrudiram field trips, we have
Sita Lakshmi. So after the trips to Ramayana, this happened around December as well. So Sita Lakshmi, I think you guys remember when I talked about the bus. So Sita Lakshmi had a bunch of field trips as well. So Sita Lakshmi went to Madhuram, a very great finish to the trips to Ramayana camp. Madhuram.
Finish of Ramayana also.
Finish of Ramayana as well, as Anna says. Madhuram. And after that, we went to Vedantanam. There, we saw multiple, we saw multiple birds. There you can see most people are posing from up there. I don't remember who took the picture, but Anna was up there as well. So all of us were just sitting with Anna, standing with Anna, looking around. And we also did a fun thing with yoga. I think Sububaya was there. Sububaya actually had a fun activity for all this. I don't remember much of it, but I think she does. Want to give a voice over it?
Was it the words and
Yes, there was a tree.
on the ground, and these are three they have to stand in Vikshasana.
Exactly.
Kind of a yoga, dance and music kind of thing.
And like it went every asana that way. So we had fun as well.
Next, January 2024, some of our girl children especially went for a Sampradaya camp. So this was, girl children were taught Stree Dharma, especially Smarta Stree Dharma. So these are young kids who went. We had Navya, Ravidevi, Ananya Akshaya, Amaya even, start at a budding stage. And there they learned all the simple things, what is special about Sanatana Dharma is we pay attention from the simple to the large things. On one side, we looked at all the ideological, philosophical, scientific revolutions that we have in our culture, but we don't just that level all the way to how to create a flower mala, how to cook with oil very putting adding that manju podi in that food. Every Indian mother knows is very important. Even the Alzheimer's. But those kind of small things, or Tulasi Puja, these traditions, simple but profound traditions that are handed down to us. These students were taught. It was a 3-day camp. They stayed in
Thiruvannaikkaval.
They stayed in Thiruvannaikkaval, had an immersive experience. I think thanks to Anand ji and Sharanya ji, Radhika ji for taking them along and guiding them through the process.
Now we have some special events as well. So most of these special events, Sita Lakshmi here, and I guess this is something important, Sita Lakshmi and Shruti, we have a lot of guest lecturers. So it's not just us, it's not a closed environment. People come from all over, multiple different backgrounds. We have people talking about their insights, their experiences. And that's how we're going to start off. Talk by Arvind and Neelakanta. So I mentioned, I think both of us mentioned how the Horsal Vedic workshop we had Arvind and Neelakanta. After that, we followed up with Arvind and Neelakanta giving us a lecture here. It's a beautiful lecture. He ended with God does not play dice, the universe, as Einstein says. It's a lengthy topic, it's an amazing topic. And the way he did it was extremely profound. I think especially me, I was very much awestruck when he finished. So this was one. Next one, Chandrayaan. So all of us, Chandrayaan 3 talks sometime back. Again, a very huge thing. And all of Sita Lakshmi was on point the whole time. Yes, right corner, everybody is watching Chandrayaan launch live here, same place. And that's, one of the other special things that happened this year. Aside from that, as every year we had a beautiful Independence Day celebration. Everybody works for the Independence Day celebration. There are kids who come and hoist the flag. I remember the day before Independence Day, there were kids talking about what flagpole we should use. There were kids talking about which size of flag we should take. And there were kids working on hoisting. This is from both Sita Lakshmi and Shukla. Then the day of Independence, we sang the national anthem. I'm not talking a bit about our unity as well. And in this way, we celebrated and remembered Independence Day. We also
sung Tenkumari.
Tenkumari, yes. We sung Tenkumari as well. Vande Mataram, Tenkumari, and Jalaganamana. All 3 of these. And this way, everybody came together for this. Maybe that's very important. Then we had the talk by Badri Narayanan ji. I think a lot of students will remember this. So Badri Narayanan ji has done a lot of work, has a lot of experience with career finding and career finding, career searching. And he actually created his own sort of cultural basis, a dharmic basis for career finding, for finding your own career. And he talked extensively about this, finding your own identity and putting it forward. After that, we had weekend chess. Oh yes, this is important. So a lot of students here participated in chess classes during the weekends for some time. A lot of kids, I remember, they were sitting around here, there used to be a chessboard up, and kids were just positioning things, listening to each other online. And this is how sort of special events, every weekend we have things, whenever something important comes, everybody comes together to make something important happen. After this, we'll be going on to the 10th results.
So, results, we hear about so many things happening. They're learning about tradition, culture, presenting talks, having events, guest lectures, speeches. Where is the time to study? Well, they find time to study, and the testimony is the marks. So this year we had a group of children write their 10th exams, and we put the top 4. They're all around the same, even the ones after, but we selected the top 4. These are not the only subjects, but these are the popular subjects. We had other subjects too, where 1 or 2 students were taking, we didn't put that up. So starting with English, 95 Prahalad, 95 Anisha, 94 90 Shubham. Sanskritam, Tamil da sollana, pichu polandaanga, Ashin ji Sri. And of course, Anna, all the classes that happened here contributed as well. 99 Shampaka, 98 Shubham, 97 Pushpa, 96 Pushpa. Home science, 82 Nandakumar, 78 Sriram, 78 Data entry 95 Balasimhan, 91 Prahlad, 94 Rishi and Shriram. Economics 94 Prahlad, 80 Nandakumar, 76 Shriram. Then psychology 93 Soumya, 74 Shubhankriya, 73 Udila. So these were the 10th results. 12th results, we only had Srinidhi ji died this year. So we put her mark sheet up. 4 out of 6 subjects are done so far. So she took all science subjects. So there is an idea that in school, children who learn science from morning to night, all they can do is study science. But here we've been able to balance all these co-curriculars and still get 95 in physics, 93 in chemistry, 85 in mathematics, 85 in
Before we go on, a huge thank you to the faculty. Every single faculty I mean, I've seen a lot of faculty sit with the students out of class times, sit and make sure they're studying, monitoring them, sitting with them, and of course, huge thank you to the students. They obliged every single one of us. I know that I was especially Vicky as well. They accommodated all of us, and at the same time, were able to score immensely well in all of their subjects. So after this, we also have the Veda Pariksha. So all the students, you remember the trip to Sajjangarh? So we had a lot of our Yajurveda students as well as our Sharveda students. We have pictures of the Yajurveda students at Government. They have all come from Pune with a certificate, receiving, I think, Prathamankaha in Veda Pariksha. All the Veda Parikshas in Pune. We have a lot of kids now who have done Purna Veda Dhyanam who are sitting here. In fact, the kids who gave Veda studies today were all Purna Veda Dhyanam. After this, we have certain student achievements. So, this is long, I know, I'm sorry. But this year was very important for a lot of different things. A lot of students went above and beyond, participated in a lot of different things, truly showed the insights that were here and brought them out as well. So
these achievements, we have a few major ones, in fact there are a lot of minor ones as well. So we start with Vishaka ji. She's a creative director of Sita Lakshmi, one of them of course. So she won the first place in Vasikalam Veena competition, not the first award for her. She has a whole shelf, but she won the first place here. And then Ashrik ji, very very important. So he wrote a research paper on selfless leadership. Drawing from Anna's Veda Bhashyam classes in the morning, he came up with the abstract and the paper, submitted it. This was I think I saw it was an international, foundation, and it was an international research conference where he was awarded first award. Before you all clap, one more thing to add: lot of people who came into these conferences, what they presented was their PhD thesis, and this was something he spent a few hours on and won the first place. Keeping in similar spirit, Ashrik ji again, this is a spree that he started now, the second one. Actually, this was the first one. So this was another research paper on Chitta Shuddhi, again drawing from the Vedas, hosted by Waves in Delhi. This was a pan-Indian conference again. Of course, we respect everything, but national, international level is the starting home run that we are scoring. Again, first place.
I have mentioned two things here, very important things regarding the research. First of all, she mentioned how I took a few hours. That is predominantly because I spent a lot of time here. Most of my research was done from 7:30 to 8:30 every day. Right? It's just that immersion again and again that gave me that strength. And that's what I meant. That's what I think is important here. People do their PhD thesis. That's the amount of learning that happens here. Kids here go through probably multiple PhD theses in terms of research within the span of 5 years. Right? Another thing I want to mention is research isn't stopping here. There are a lot of kids who are planning to present the research papers in the future. We have some kids writing their own abstracts right now. We may be seeing them next year. And I hope this continues. I want to see this continue.
We have Maitri Ji. She was awarded the third place in the devotional song categories of Kala Kaustubha. In fact, I was asking her if she won anything this year, and she seemed to have forgotten. There's so many things happening. Awards and achievements are always there, but then we had to dig it out. Money. Thankfully, money adds everything in Facebook. She makes sure the child gets a recognition, whether or not the child wants it. So Vishaka Ji again. So she not just sings and plays the veena, but she also writes articles about the locality. So she's written an article on music and yoga, which is published in our magazine.
And alumni achievements. So this one will be going over. This is basically how higher education happens here. So everybody here has passed the 12th, so they know what they've done going after this.
What are the senior students doing after 12th?
What the senior students are doing after 12th. So I'll be just reading this out here. So let's start.
Sitaram, the laptop is getting recharged. We are ever charged. So whatever we should join maybe they both would have included. If not, நான் சொல்லணும்னு விரும்புகிறேன். இங்கே குழந்தைகள் சின்ன கிளாஸில் படிக்கிறா, மிடில் கிளாஸில் படிக்கிறான்னு மட்டும் இல்லை. They finish 12th, they go to college, they go to work, still they are here studying. இப்போ நேஹா, சஹானா, ராஷு 3 பேரும் இன்டர்ன்ஷிப் ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு காலேஜ் படிச்சுட்டு அண்ணாக்கிட்ட இங்கே சாஸ்திரமும் கற்றுட்டு இருக்கா. ஸோ பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் த ஸ்கெட்யூல் தே ஆர் ஏபிள் டு பேலன்ஸ் திங்ஸ் அண்ட் கேன் லேர்ன் இட். ஸோ இட்ஸ் எவர் லேர்னிங் திங் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு I don't know whether they have added it, so you have added it? Also, so I just wanted to join it.
Gayatri ji gave us the background and we wanted to show what she just told. So we have a list of what the senior students are doing past 12th. Starting off with Arshit ji. Arshit ji is a data science intern at a company called Inference. This is his second internship, by the way. And he's also a second year BS data science student at IIT Madras Online. And he's pursuing a degree in BS in neuroscience at Arizona State University.
We have Amrit. So Amrit graduated this year. He's been admitted to principal and he's studying a CS degree from that.
And then we have Anirudh ji. He is currently in Australia for a few months. He will come back and join us soon. He is, along with his degree, he is doing an intern at a MNC called Fractal.
He's doing a CS, company secretary. It's a professional program. He's wanting to go to law as well. Next up we have Sahana ji. And she is currently right now a product manager at Amazing Learning. A very education focused company.
Shivani ji, in fact Shivani ji is still writing her 12th, but she's soon to join the alumni category. So she is an intern at Xeron, a cybersecurity company, and she has been admitted into Scalar School of Technology for next year.
We have Prachi ji and Sai ji. Both of them are right now BSc students of yoga at SVASA. They are simultaneously pursuing their education here. They are learning all culture, everything, and at the same time pursuing. Yoga has a lot of things. Animal physiology, biology, you name it, it's there. They're doing all of that confidently, and at the same time they're doing well. That's all I have to say.
And then Vishaka ji, she's doing her BSc Yoga at SVASA and a diploma in Sanskrit. In addition to this, every now and then she has certificate courses on psychology and yoga from IIM and other institutes that she is pursuing.
Then we have Harshita ji and Shri Pradaji. Both of them are doing their diplomas. I believe that they're doing their diplomas in the Indian Institute of Skill Development, as well as they're doing a diploma in alternative medicines. Now, after reading all of this, you realize that everybody's gone in different paths. And that's the one thing I wanted to say, and I want to finish with in process. When Sita Lakshmi, this journey never ends. I said it multiple times before. But Akash ji is doing research.
Manuscriptology. Akash ji is doing his manuscriptology in Paramkusha and also Dharma Sabha, right? Sanatana Dharma Sabha. He is working for Sanatana Dharma Sabha. So, Ramanan ji is Yajurveda faculty here. And Nandan ji is Ayurveda faculty. All have come here.
I mean, this just really illustrates that everybody here is doing something different. Everybody here is doing something different, but all of it is in line with the vision we saw at the beginning. I think that all of us here, all of the alumni, that's something that I want all of us to remember going forward is we have to do whatever we're doing with that vision in mind. Having Abhyudaya and Shreyas as our forefront goals, being in the motion of Rama, and this important. That I like.
One last thing is Ashiji said, a story that I remember Anna has shared once. Now apparently when the movement was started, so Anna shared this story a while back. So when the movement first started 27 years ago, in the 27th annual report, someone told Anna, if we include, if send out invites to doctors, managers, chartered accountants, IAS, all successful people to join in, wouldn't Webolim be even more successful, even more prestigious as a group? And Anna said, we don't need them to come in and make us successful, but rather we will develop doctors, engineers, managers, accountants, and in 27 years, this has, I believe, come to, it's fructified, and it is also happening, it's just getting better year by year. With that, Sitaram.
We'll see you guys next year.
So we have 10 minutes time, tea break for 10 minutes. Tea will be available here only. After that, we will come back to have further programs, starting from very wonderful dance. Jai Sita.